Hello ladies, welcome to day one of the 7-day meditation and movement challenge. As with every day, we're going to start with just some simple basic exercises. For the sake of time on the video, I'm just going to show you one round, and then the way you're going to do that is you're going to set your timer for 10 minutes on your phone and you're going to complete as many rounds as possible. This is the perfect way for every level to be able to work this into their routine. So if you're very advanced and you work out regularly, then you want to push yourself, then try to get as many rounds as possible within that 10 minutes. If you're brand new, take your time, do what's comfortable, do not push past the pain of something if it feels funny. A muscle burn's one thing, but feeling like your kneecap's gonna snap off is another thing. So just take it at your own pace. And even those of you who are advanced, it's not a competition, so don't go too crazy, especially if this is in addition to what you're already doing. So the moves are going to be very simple and basic, but they're all going to be very specifically cultivated to be energy activating moves. And I don't mean energy in the sense of like Red Bull energy, woo, like I've got a lot of, jitters and stuff. I mean from like a Chinese ancient energy philosophy perspective. And none of this stuff is going to conflict with any religion or prayer practice or anything that you already have. This stuff is not only scientifically proven, but it's stuff that's mentioned throughout ancient cultures and philosophies since the beginning of time, documented time. So these are just moves. We have all these energy systems in our body, 11 actually, and they all work differently, just like our cardiovascular system works, and all the other more well-known energy systems or just systems of the body work. So what these moves do is they help integrate, balance, and just kind of even out. Like our energy systems, they're kind of like, think of it like traffic. Sometimes there's traffic jams, sometimes things get off track, sometimes things go haywire. And really the health of all of our systems come down to the health of our energy. So these moves, yes, they're gonna burn some calories. Yes, they're gonna get your heart rate up. They're gonna invigorate you. But more than anything, they're gonna be doing something that you can't quite see. And as the days go on, I'll be sharing just a little bit more about these systems, how they work, why they work, and how these moves actually make sense. So without further ado, because I promised to keep this simple and short, we're gonna go right into the exercises. Again, I'm gonna show you the few exercises, practice them a couple times. Once you've got them down, pause the video, set your timer for 10 minutes, and push yourself the best you can, but within safe reasons. So here we go. All right, so this first move in traditional fitness is called a zombie, and you'll see why. But in energy psychology, it's actually called the cross crawl. And what it does is connects your left and right energies. Everyone knows about the left and right brain, but this one does something really cool by connecting your energies. So it's really simple. This is really actually just a warm-up, so this won't count as one of your moves. But you're gonna go straight arm, straight leg, just come across. If you can only get here, that's fine. But the more straight you can keep your leg and the more straight you can keep your arms and the higher you can get, the better. And with all of these exercises, guys, if you can get out and maybe take a 5 or 10 minute walk or just do this for 5 or 10 minutes and some, basic stretches, that would be awesome. Because you do want to be warmed up before you just jump right into those. All right, so here comes the moves for the day. First up is just a squat. We're really gonna focus on the breath with this squat. So with the squat, you want your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. All the weight goes back on your heels. That's the most important part. You do not want the knees coming way forward. You want them pushing back. Chest stays up, torso stays up, and you're just gonna go down as low as you can, like that. So you're going to do that 20 reps. Count your reps, that's your first move, 20 squats. After you do the squats and all of these exercises, there's no rest in between until you complete a round, and then you can breathe for a second. So that's the first one. You've got 20 squats. The next one is going to be what's called a skater. Right hand comes across to the left foot. Right foot slides behind. Think of it just like those skaters in the Olympics. You can do this slow. If you're a little more advanced, put a jump in it. Reach to touch the floor, reach to touch the floor. 20 reps of those. 20 squats, 20 skaters. Next up is a squat hold with arm circles. So this one you'll be a little bit wider. Your toes are going to be slightly pointed out. Arms are going up, down. Make sure you're shifting back on those heels. Arms are straight out. You're going to pulse 20 times. Come up, breathe. Do that 5 times. 5 times into the squat hold, 20 bird arms. Come up, just take a couple breaths, go right back into the next one. All right, last move is going to be called a walkout. So if you have any back problems or you're not super flexible, this one you might want to skip just because it's gonna require a little bit more flexibility. Even if you have wrist or hand pain, I would recommend skipping this one. Start perfectly standing up. You'll go down, hands go on the ground. You're going to walk yourself all the way out into a plank and then push yourself all the way back up. Just like that. So when you come up, you want to take that nice deep yogic breath up and then take one normal breath before you go into your next one. So again, just walking out, you don't want the legs to move, everything's done with the hands. 10 reps there. So as you're doing these, if you get through the first round and you're like, my 10 minutes is up, again, it's not a competition, this is just about moving your body, it's about breathing, it's about connecting. Just take it as slow as you need to. If you're feeling good, all the moves are easy for you, feel free to crank it up a little bit, knock it out, and just push yourself a little bit. That is the energy and exercise routine for today. Seems simple, but when you combine that breath and that intention and that focus, and then that kind of crunch time frame where you're really trying to, race against the clock, it really invigorates your energies in so many different ways. So that's the exercise for today. After you finish that, take a few breaths, drink some water, and then go ahead and come back and we will start the meditation. All right, ladies, how are you feeling? Hopefully you're feeling that energy, that invigoration. You maybe got your heart rate up and broke a little sweat, and now it is time to bring it all down. So if you are new to meditation, even if you're experienced with meditation, I would say the most common thing I see with people is they think meditation is supposed to be this you go to another planet and all your thoughts stop and you elevate and you're just in this bliss state. And that can happen, it certainly can happen, but it's not the norm and it's definitely not where most people start. So instead of focusing on trying to quiet your mind and just get blank up here, what I do and what I teach all of my clients to do is start with just taking those thoughts that are typically negative and sort of harassing and critical and I need to do this and you didn't do that right and Becky said this, just exchange them. So instead of trying to extract them, exchange them. And visualization and actually consciously changing your energy to one that's enthusiastic or positive is one of the most powerful tools you can learn to implement in your life. So rather than just trying to stop the thoughts completely, we're just going to observe them. The description that I've always liked is just think of yourself sitting by a river and when your thoughts come, just watch them float by. Because we tend to get that monkey judgmental mind when we try to meditate. It's oh, I can't be quiet. Oh, I need to stop my thoughts. It's it just goes into this negative banter that's not productive for anybody. So we're just gonna let all the thoughts come up and we're just gonna watch them go by. And then we're going to choose different thoughts. When you choose different thoughts, you automatically start to change the energy in your body, you change the frequency in your body, and the rest of your day and everything that follows just seems to go better. So yeah, that's really the intro. And I also want to say, today is the day where you really want to commit. As per the email, the word of the day is commit, and the affirmation statement is, I am committed. You'll learn later on in the challenge about the power of using statements like I am and sort of claiming those, declaring those. This is something else that's been throughout ancient religions and philosophies since the beginning of time. the power of saying I am. So as you're doing these exercises and as you're doing this meditation, the one rule that I have, I had this rule in my gym, and I've always had this with my clients, is you're not allowed to say anything negative. Because when you think a thought, it impacts you once. When you speak a thought, it impacts you twice. So we're going to exchange thoughts, but we're also not going to verbalize them. We're not going to kind of declare them. We're going to declare powerful things. So rather than, I'm so out of shape, that was so hard, I can't meditate, we're going to say, I'm committed, I feel good, I'm showing up for this. And that's a huge, huge, huge difference, and will affect your results throughout this entire process tremendously. So let's dive into the meditation. My goal here with this, these are going to be very short little meditations, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, but generally on the shorter side, because I want to show you guys, again, the power of simplicity and short little moments like this. And when you combine meditation after movement, you've already got all those thoughts and those stuck energies, you've already got them moving. So it's a perfect time to come in. It's kind of like a clean slate, and clear the thoughts out, put new thoughts in, and take that through the day. And this certainly doesn't have to be done in the morning, but when you do this routine in the morning, you'll definitely notice the effects throughout the rest of the day, especially with the energy and clarity. So just get a comfortable spot. This is one of my meditation areas. I have several throughout the house. As I mentioned in the email, you can have some candles if you like to light sage, whatever you can do to just kind of make it your space. Because the more ritualistic you get, the more your body will automatically get into that flow state when you sit down on the mat and get ready for this. And yeah, if you have kids or dogs or anything, do your best if they bark or scream or yell or something's going on to just stay with it. Don't judge it. Don't say my meditation's ruined. Just let everything be and just try to choose positive thoughts. All right, so if you cannot get into the meditation pose, into this lotus pose, you can sit on the edge of the bed, you can sit in a chair, you can lie down, whatever's comfortable for you. I like this one best. It's always my favorite just because I like aligning my chakras and my spine. Okay, so whatever position you're in, just start with a couple really deep breaths in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Make sure your eyes are closed. Everything you need from here on out is going to be guided by my voice. As you're inhaling, you want to focus on your belly expanding, filling up like a balloon. Exhale, squeeze it all out. Couple more breaths here, just slow down. And remember, as your thoughts come up, there's no judgment, there's no interpretation. You're just watching them come up and watching them float away, just like the water in a stream would. All right, and now you're going to choose an experience or a feeling that you want more of in your life. That could be health, it could be love and affection, it could be money and abundance, it could be anything that makes you feel good, that you want more of in your life. And once you've chosen that feeling, you're just going to visualize yourself with as much of that feeling in your life as possible. If it's health, picture yourself doing everything you would as a healthy individual. Feel the energy, the happiness. Feel your body being light. If it's relationships and love, picture those feelings, feel those in your body. And just allow yourself to keep replaying the movie of your perfect feeling and emotions, what you want to feel more of on a daily and weekly basis. Keep in tune with your breath. Try to elongate your inhales and your exhales just a little more each time. And keep connected to those feelings. You might start to feel a little tingling or just a little bit of that energy going throughout your hands, your arms, your legs. That is a good sign. That's that good chi moving throughout your body. And now you're sealing it in with a positive intention, setting your frequency to what you want to experience more of. Stay with your breath, elongating each time. Big inhale. Exhale. And now we're going to add an audible sigh with each exhale. And you might feel the difference when you add in that little audio inflection, how it changes. You'll notice a feeling. You might feel like giggling, you might feel a little funny. That's just more energy being released, more of that stagnant energy that's not serving you being released. Again, inhale. It feels so good to just let it all go. Just like crying is cleansing, these breaths and these sighs are so powerful. One more deep inhale through the nose at the top. We're going to hold just for a few seconds. Hold. Release. Nice deep sigh there. Connect back to your thoughts and your feelings of what you want more of in your life. Picture that in as many ways as possible. Let your imagination run wild here. There's no thoughts, there's no judgments, there's no that couldn't happen, that's not possible. This is the place where you let your mind imagine and create what you want. All right, we've got one last deep breath here. This is going to be our closing, cleansing breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Biggest sigh possible here. I always feel like laughing after those big sighs. It just feels so good. And those laughs, nothing's better medicine than laughter. All right, you can slowly open your eyes. Kind of shake your hands out, move your body a little bit, reconnect. Hopefully you feel amazing. Hopefully the feelings you were able to connect to resonated deeply with you. And that completes day one. I appreciate every one of you for showing up. I'm giving you a big high five digitally. And I'm proud of you for taking this in, showing up for this work, and using today's word and I am statement for the rest of the day. So I would also recommend, if you can, find a post-it note or use a whiteboard to write the I am statements and the words of the day each day. And that can also be where you're crossing off when you completed the work. right, I am committed. I'm committed to showing up for this. I'm committed to working through what might be uncomfortable or feel weird or silly or whatever it is. I'm committed to this 7 days. It's just 7 days, guys. 7 days, a little around 20 minutes, and you deserve it. You're worth it, and I can't wait to go through each day with you. So that is all for now. I hope you have a beautiful day, that you enjoyed this series, and namaste. I'll see you tomorrow.